Hello everybody, my name is not Markiplier, my name is Alright Player, and today we are going to be ranking all of Defend the Train's medic classes, primary and secondaries. Damn, that is a mouthful. Excluding the April Fool's ones because you already know where they're going, I don't need to explain it. Now, like every other tier list video, of course, this is my opinion. You're free to disagree. Please comment on why you disagree so I can actually know why you disagree, so I can maybe, if I do make another one of these, I'll switch it up a little bit. Plus, I get to learn a bit more about Defend the Train. Here's the tier list. I think you already see the criteria for which weapon will fall in which tier. D is just for weapons that are outclassed. C is for weapons with very few situations where it can be useful. B is weapons that are all around good. A is for above average. And S is just weapons that you can use in literally any wave. So let's start off with the first ever medigun you get, the medigun. This gun being stock makes it an all-arounder. It's amazing for beginners since you don't have to juggle any other factors besides clicking on your teammates when they're low, unlike the other primaries medic has. Plus the heal ring is a nice little addition if you don't want to put much effort in and just want to play the game and chill out. It's the most basic medigun, so it can't provide anything else except healing, and I think some of the other mediguns provide more utility than it. But as the starter weapon to learn the basics of medic, it goes in A tier. Next we got is the pistol. The pistol is my personal favorite secondary because as a medic, your main way of getting XP is supposedly from healing your teammates, but sometimes your team keeps themselves in check, so this secondary provides an alternative to getting XP by damaging the enemy. It isn't going to be killing anything, but it is easy to use. It deals a moderate amount of chip damage and provides you solid XP. Upgrading it is also very cheap, and there isn't really another offensive secondary to contend with the pistol. I'll get into why I think the Uzi and Deagle can't really compare. So I think that it deserves a very high S tier. The Boba Blaster leans more into the defensive side by providing a damage reducing shield to allies and providing a huge chunk of health to all shielded teammates on reload. The shield makes swarms of bullets much less effective and giving you less work to do. Explosive shots is one of the best upgrades in the entire game. Using one extra ammo in exchange for cutting down all the time to shield every person individually is fantastic. Reloading provides a sizable burst of healing if you upgrade well, though having to reload to heal does make some medics panic reload after a heavy blow, wasting the shield's potential. But if you play your cards right, the blaster easily beats the medigun. I wouldn't use it in the early ways since high damaging enemies aren't present yet, nor would I recommend it to new players since it demands more thought process. Even so, a very high A tier. The Micro Uzi. Please just use the pistol. No, seriously, it's just a worse pistol. The spread sucks. The every speed sucks. It eats ammo as a light snack. Just spare yourself the pain. I'm just shoving this in D tier immediately. The dart gun leans heavily more into the offensive side. It focuses on rewarding medics for the damage they deal to enemies as health for their team. I guess you can say you reap what you sow. Remember what I said about the pistol? The dart gun is basically the pistol with the ability to heal. The pure XP you gain from this gun is actually diabolical. Switching to and from your pistol with this gun can actually make you a genuine threat. And the dart gun's burst healing is way better than any other medigun, as you can take as much health from your health reserves to heal the user to max and providing all the XP from that healing in one shot. You should definitely upgrade health and ammo reserve first, since the more resources you can hold, the more you can reap. If you're confident in aiming, this gun is an S tier from the Grim Reaper himself. Oh boy, we are just jumping up and down on the tier list. The energy drink provides a lot of buffs, but let's be honest, none of these buffs are good for you because you're a medic. You aren't supposed to be moving around that much and you don't need the extra damage. And its one downside is horrible for medic. The 30% decrease in defense is horrible since you're supposed to be surviving the longest out of your team. Because without you, your entire team dies. I think there are many more better options than this. Placing down the ammo bag. A good secondary to combine with the primary that requires more brain power. Just put it down where an ammo box is inconvenient to reach and a lot of teammates are at, and repeat the cycle every time it runs out. Perfect for new players learning out primaries like the dart gun, and good for casual players. Just don't put it on a slope nor at the sides of the train. This also might be obvious, but don't put it on the cable. The ammo box is right underneath everybody on that one. Same goes with combat. B tier. Hey, if you like what I'm doing on this channel, which is tutorials and just explanations, then consider subscribing and liking this video. It helps me in the algorithm, and you'll also know when I'm going to upload, which you definitely need to know because I have a non-existent upload schedule. So, yeah. Back to the video. The heal spray and the popping heal. These two are together since they carry out the same goal. One is just burst healing and the other one's lingering. They are useful if your primary cannot provide healing or if the secondary's only special wave is occurring. Even so, it can be useful with a primary with healing capabilities if your teammates really can't grasp the idea of dodging or you need some group healing. The spray is slightly less maintenance than the pop, so it's higher on the list. The Scapegoat is like a force field covering your entire team from taking damage while it's active. Its effectiveness is based on its HP. It can serve well with spreading damage onto separate carts, mainly for the salvage cart, but it can be used on the subway or combat. A neat little trick is using it on the forest campaign and spreading the damage on wave 2 to 4 to the front cart, since only the last 2 carts can passengers actually sit on. Though you can't heal at all, so as soon as the Scapegoat is down, you just gotta wait for his recharge. Hi B tier. Hey, it's me, Gokruu Cola, the better soda out of the two. Basically the reverse of the energy drink, providing defense in exchange for your speed. It's good if you're the only medic on the team, but even so it's still kinda selfish since you're only buffing yourself and having a second medic makes this completely obsolete. I guess it deserves a C tier. The Medicopter is a device that gives somebody on your team the quick fix Uber from TF2 for the duration it's on them. It can be switched around from target to target and can be killed by enemies, putting it on a lengthy recharge. I think it has the most healing per second out of any of the Mediguns, but it also takes the most amount of practice. Switching from target to target while other teammates are blocking is harder than it sounds. You can also just pocket one person the whole time and they basically can't die, but that's pretty selfish. It's better used in smaller servers where you don't have to switch that as much. Top of C tier. The Baton and the Tomahawk, both melee secondaries. I see no use for melees when you could just shoot them with a gun. There aren't many melee units besides a few waves, bosses, and like 2 special waves. Plus, they all damage you if you get too close, making it way more dangerous for literally no reason. As a medic, you should be on the other side healing your teammates instead of charging head on. That is for psychos. D tier. I think the stun gun sucks because it doesn't feel like a medic primary. It can't heal, it's not really a supportive gun, but it doesn't really deal a lot of damage either. Just make this a secondary for like gunslinger, or medic even. The stunning feature is cool and all, but like, what if you just killed the enemy? Have you thought about that? You could just stop them from shooting forever. Maybe it's good if the enemy is like charging up a super attack, but at that rate you're grasping at straws because I don't think an enemy like is that dangerous when it's charging up an attack that you need to stun it. Prove me wrong because I feel like this gun got a secret use I haven't seen. The D tier. The Deflector provides a temporary shield that blocks all damage to everybody inside it for a short period of time. It's great for people with the ability to predict, aka everyone but me, and you could block some heavy damage that was directed at an ally or cart depending on your positioning. It's good for sniper shots and high damaging shots with long windups because you can easily predict them. But the funniest part is blocking things like lightning, seniors, harpoons, rockets, and other crazy doodads. Test it out and see what insane stuff you could parry it with. Also, Ricochet is useless. It's more of a, I ran out of stuff to expend my XP on, so I'm just going to upgrade this instead. Upgrade recharge and radius instead. It gives more room for error. Also, use it when you know your teammates are clumped up in one spot. B tier. The newest secondary added to the roster, so please forgive me if these takes are a bit lacking. It's like the pistol, but slower and higher damaging. It technically has higher DPS, but it has a unique TF2 accuracy mechanic, where the longer it's fired, the more inaccurate it gets. It focuses more on the enemy instead of the vehicle, cause headshots are more effective on it. It has the best damage output out of all of Medic's arsenal, but it requires a lot of aim and skill. More for those gunslingers who want to try Medic but still feel like a gunslinger. It shares a spot with the pistol, aka S tier. Lastly, we got Toxic Waste, another good one for new players wanting a more active secondary. This waste will inflict a debuff that grants all incoming damage at an increase of 1.25 times with a short cooldown. It's useful for psychos since their already high DPS is increased, and it's very easy to hit vehicles with the waste. Gunslingers won't see as much of a difference because headshot multipliers do not stack with the waste, unfortunately. I learned that like 6 minutes ago. Upgrading his recharge allows Toxic Sludge to chuck these out like every factory owner in the world. It's insanely hard to use on flying enemies or waves with no ground, so keep an eye out on the enemy list. Mainly use it on waves with very tanky enemies. It goes slightly above the healing secondaries. And that's everything. That's all of Medic's primaries and secondaries placed on a neat little tier list. The order does matter, unlike the other tier lists some people might have made. Feel free to disagree with this. I'll love to see your opinions on the comments. And that about does it. You can rewatch it if you want. Can we go to the outro now? Is that freaking Gobby? Pursue?